Back in 2016, Sensei Soviet lover was tasked by
Vladimir Putin
to make a movie to release to the Western world. The movie centers around a dystopian future where the state helps you by controlling every aspect of your life and keeping you safe from war. I don't know why I'm taking a dig at old
Putin
when this pretty much applies to every country in the world nowadays. Sensei Ticklefight was ahead of his time.
Aye.
Now I'm not going to lie and say this isn't my wet dream come true. Sensei Supreme Chancellor running the world. It's basically the long-awaited prophecy being fulfilled. The day of ascension finally took place. I'm going to go ahead and say this movie will be based on a true story because we know life imitates art and Sensei Coconut Cock will one day lead us all.
We'd all follow you anywhere.
This will inevitably be a relatively short review because I don't really give a shit about the movie itself,
and
neither do most of you. We all know we're here for one thing, and that thing's name is Sensei Crumpet Farts. The reason for the short review is because, if I had to take a stab, Sensei Puppy Fat is in this movie for a total of about 9 minutes. I'll be generous and I'll give him 15 minutes total screen time.
It seemed like a lot.
Now, full disclosure, there's a Sixth Sense style massive twist at the end that not only left me gobsmacked, but also a little aroused. You'll see why when we get there. Now, today is a blessed day, as we finally do have an official channel sponsor, and that is still absolutely fucking nobody. I have to fight and edit in order to get monetized most videos, so ain't nobody paying for me to promote their shit. Which is why all the super thanks and Patreon contributions mean the world to me and allow me to keep doing what I love and hopefully bringing you guys a little bit of joy. The community here is phenomenal and never fails to make me laugh, but it also gives me hope that humanity isn't a lost cause yet. Thank you, legends. Now it's time for the standard obligatory merch plug with audio and vocals provided by none other than Sensei Stripsteak.
there was a king who lived in a foreign land. Had riches and gold, the envy of every man.
Now the movie intro tells us how lucky we are to have the state watching our every move. And I'm inclined to agree, given that it's Big Daddy who is the one watching us.
Without the state, humanity will be lost.
The state is your friend in a dark night like this, watching over you and your family.
Our leader, the director, wishes to thank you for your hard work and dedication.
My fantasy usually involves me in the shower and Big Papa watching from the closet, but I'll take this.
The director sees all your hard work and will reward all good deeds and punish anyone who threatens the state or its citizens.
Now I've got a bunch of people talking in a bar about some stuff. It's pretty much an accurate description, nothing else to add to that. A bunch of seedy old dudes talking about paying to buy a woman. Another accurate representation of old rich white dudes.
And is she for sale?
In this country, my friend, everything is for sale.
Exactly my point, gentlemen.
This next line was almost certainly written by Big Daddy, or he was at least the inspiration for it.
If you'll excuse me, I'd like to take advantage of some of the perks being in the public eye affords me.
I'm very familiar, very familiar.
Shockingly, it took about 10 minutes to get a semi-naked chick on screen, and I can only imagine the reason she has her clothes on is because Sensei's sexy pants isn't in this scene. Otherwise, she'd be fully nude.
Could you get it for me?
I'll probably pass on that at the moment.
What if I give you something?
The movie does make one point that I agree with, and nails it quite early in the movie.
You know why I became a politician? Because I thought I could make a difference. I realize now that people in power, all they want is more power.
This lucky bastard has a beautiful city view of his apartment, but most importantly, Big Daddy's fat head on a giant screen staring right at him. Ah, what I would give for this world to be a reality. Someday, Big Daddy. Someday. Anyway, enough of my erotic fantasy. Back to the movie.
I'm a dick. I'm an idiot that, doesn't know anything. I'm a dumb motherfucker.
For those of you that are probably an old fugger like me, you might remember this evil fella from Kindergarten Cop.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Thanks for the tip.
And after a good solid 20 minutes, we finally get our first scene with Big Daddy, and he's in supreme form as always with his accent and dialogue delivery. I mean, it may have taken him 22 minutes to emerge from his cave, but he instantly lays down the law in his native drawl.
This is what I would call unexcusable. You're the controller, right? This is your responsibility here.
I don't know what he is, but he is definitely not white. How do I know this? Because he likes calling other people white.
Now get your ugly white ass out of here. And don't come back. You got 10 minutes and get your white ass out of here, you hear me? Well, look, put this white boy back in the bucket and I'll catch up with y'all before I head out, you hear? Because Camp Harmony had a lot of really important history, man. It's a pity y'all white trash came in here and dirtied up the trailers. What you mean, we, white boy?
There's not a lot of Seagal in this movie, so we're going to really take some time and focus on the minimal scenes where he actually takes part. As I said earlier, who gives a shit about the movie? We're here for Sausage Fingers Seagal.
You know,
You know.
As expected, he mumbles his way through the dialogue.
Codename Commando, war veteran, medals of courage, valor, wounded 3 times, honorable discharge, no surviving family, 38 successful sanctions.
Plus, he's laying in bed with a naked woman, ticking 2 boxes in his first scene. Bloody legend.
And
he actually gets up and walks.
bullshit, motherfucker!
This is A-grade premium Sensei prickly pants.
Y'all been busy. I'm impressed.
I think this entire scene was shot just to highlight how she can't stand to be away from him, and he's the top G.
Haram!
By the way, I'll be making a video about that piece of shit soon enough, so don't you worry.
And I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Big Papa flexing his Japanese skills. A surefire way to get those panties soaking wet.
政治的なことは面白くないですわ。
冷めないようにね、俺がそこそちらの方行かせていただきます。
And then we see rare footage of a young lady who has the honor of actually kissing Sensei crusty lips, rather than the usual groping they must endure. You lucky gal. Sensei carrying on about some nonsense and just an excuse to hold this bloke's hand, but also show he is the king dick, and also that he can raise things down.
Raise your hand. When I hold you, go ahead, raise your hand. You see, when I raise your hand, you go up. When I raise you down, you go down. When I lift you up, you go up.
When I raise you down, you go down. When I lift you up.
I'm sure this scene was supposed to look really cool, but I don't know, you tell me. He seems slow and sluggish, unlike his usual nimble self.
Has to be cut out.
I just love the way he pulls the sword back with such gusto. It's like a fat kid playing sword fights in his living room. Mid-50s Seagal makes an appearance with a little bit of Adobe After Effects magic. Looks legit. Big Daddy was known for his flexibility and deadly kicks. Now this guy should have peed all over his pants, or perhaps have his dick flopping out. Surprisingly for a Seagal flick, there's no attention to detail. This bloke gets thrown into a mirror, which is clearly made of safety glass that doesn't form giant shards, but then a magical piece of glass appears. Continuity legends. Someone clearly mistakes themselves for Steven Seagal, as he's thrown downstairs, stabbed, currently being tasered, but still manages to get up and smash a rod through the guy's face.
How about no, Scott, okay?
Future technology seems to include advanced things like bandages, bottles, and a magical laser that heals everything. Okay, this scene bothers me. Firstly, the angle of fire is coming straight on, so her doing cartwheels and flips means absolutely nothing. They're using automatic rifles. Even if they are terrible shots, she should be absolutely annihilated and destroyed. Obliterated.
It's just a level of bullshit.
There is only one man who has the potential to nullify bullet attacks, and that's Big Daddy. First, you can approach it like a dragon chasing a cookie.
And this comes from the dragon chasing the ball. But to not kill him, we start here and go here. And this comes from the...
Or you can just swat them away like the badass that you are.
When the girls start to strut, you could look at their butt, you shouldn't do that. The girl dress is just a pity, not just there to cover her kitty.
The bad guy from Commando
I can beat you. I don't need no gun!
makes an appearance as the evil henchman for an easy paycheck. Vernon seems to want to slice up some balls for lunch.
Pull these pants down. No.
Then old Verno, taking a leaf straight out of the Sensei Contradiction Handbook, lets out this priceless gem.
Believe me, sir, I almost had a confession from him. Someone on the inside is working with him. I don't even think he knows who.
Alright mate, how can he confess if he doesn't actually know who it is?
John? How's your arm, John?
Seagal kills her father and then grooms the daughter. She fell in love with him because who doesn't want an overweight Sasquatch 3 times their age?
This is Kyoko Oshima, the daughter of Toshio Oshima.
After he had him assassinated, she's been with him ever since. No, she fell in love. A classic Stockholm syndrome.
I just want to make note that the 2 solitary scenes involving Sensei Fondler, thus far, have involved half-naked women and any excuse for him to touch them. And in this scene, he needs to teach her how to grope him the way he gropes her.
So learning and studying acupuncture, herbology, massage, every meridian in your body is an organ. Everything is corrected. Everything is connected to your nervous system.
Everything is corrected.
Everything is connected to your brain, all of your vital organs. Spine has all of the nerves coming into all of the organs. So we massage kidney, liver, heart, spleen. This is what I need to teach you so that you can do the same to me. You understand?
This is just the strangest and most degraded looking scene ever, and that's saying a lot for a Seagal movie. Who did the editing for this shit? I think my videos are edited and put together better than this crap.
Right.
The end fight scene is something of a martial arts masterpiece. Big Papa doing his normal fat hand waving and sausage finger strikes. Then he launches one of his patented tubby kicks.
What a joker.
We are then fortunate enough to be present for some truth bombs from Sensei Santa Claus. This is why this man should be running the world.
Tell me, what's the meaning of the truth to you? Everything we hear is an opinion. It's not exactly a fact. Everything we see is perspective. It's not necessarily the truth. I want to see if I can come down inside your mind a little bit and see if you understand what the real reality is.
It gets revealed that Blondie and the bad guy from Kindergarten Cop have been manipulating Discount Bruce Willis for their own wishes to kill Seagal and take over as new rulers.
How dare you!
That is basically an accurate summary of the movie, so you really haven't missed much at all with this review. Now Blondie tries to use her Punani power to try and win over the bald doofus.
Please, accent, just tell me there's still a chance. I love you. That part wasn't a lie.
Finish her!
And thankfully, he doesn't fall for this shit and kills her.
It's too late.
Yes!
This son of a bitch makes me jealous as he gets to hear the words that I long to hear from Big Daddy Dumpling.
Man, you've done well, Condor. I'm proud of you.
It should have been me.
And somehow, the unthinkable has happened. Seagal was killed.
What the hell did you just say?
That's right, Stevo Seagull was actually killed. What the f is going on? Is the world coming to an end? He very rarely takes a punch, let alone killed. My brain is kind of shitting itself right now.
But it might could be an illusion.
So in order to defeat a one world government and start an uprising, you basically just need about 8 blokes with swords. No heavy artillery, no insider political influences, just blokes with swords. That's it.
It's outrageous. I think it's a joke.
I think we just found our new symbol of hope.
You bet your ass you found your new symbol of hope. Just when you think it's over, Seagull waddles in at the end to reveal he has a twin brother.
You've done a wonderful job for me, brother. I'm really proud of you and really grateful to you.
2 Seagulls on one screen at one time. I didn't even know a screen was big enough for 2 of them, but apparently it is.
His was a little closer to mine.
And of course, the one who waddled in is the main guy, and the one who died was just a puppet. So, technically, Seagull didn't die or lose in this movie.
Not only live life with honor, but we die with honor. And that's what you've done. Give me an honorable death. Avenge me, brother.
I love how they dropped that shit like there would be a sequel to this movie. As if studios are clamoring to get in line to produce the sequel. I don't get it. What was the actual point of this movie?
I really don't know.
Overthrow a government in a few days with half a dozen people. Well, that's it, my friends. A massive amount of screen time for Lord Lardy, and he was actually standing up for a great deal of the movie. So we all know he demanded a hefty paycheck for this grueling requirement.
I got a lot of money.
A world where Sensei Sultanas is the leader is a world that I hope I live to see. I think the world would be a better place if Big Daddy was running things. There would definitely be a greater emphasis on the consumption of baked treats.
I love the fuck out of cookies.
And elite training on how to run like a nonce. What I don't like is the idea of a centralized power structure giving us the false illusion of choice when we really have limited choice and freedom. I'm not going to get all harpy and preachy, but I will suggest that no matter what your political inclination, do not trust those in power. Left, right, conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat. These people don't care about you. The people they are really beholden to are the massive corporations who fund them. Like that guy said earlier.
I realize now that people in power, all they want is more power.
That applies to business and government. So don't look to your government for help. One of my favorite quotes is from Harry Brown, a now deceased US politician and writer. The government is good at one thing. It knows how to break your legs and then hand you a crutch and say, see if it weren't for the government, you wouldn't be able to walk. Just remember those words because they might come in handy one day. Look after each other, your loved ones. Build your own support network. You never know when you might need it or they might need you. Alright legends, until the next time we get together for a video and a chat, thank you all for watching. Perhaps learn some flips and tumbles this weekend just in case you need to dodge some bullets. But above all, remember to stay awesome. Peace legends.
Sunshine bright in the sky, and I'm free when I close my eyes. Help me wash away my sorrow.